Welcome back to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we're going to get into it. It is a red day in the market. Does this worry me? Absolutely. Am I making different decisions? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I think the bull market is ended? Well, it could. This could be the end, and I would give it maybe an 8% chance that it is. So do I think it's likely this is the end of the bull market? Very freaking unlikely that this is the end of the bull market. And I say the word freaking because I'd like to use another word, but there's a little bit of family friendliness going on these videos. So there are other words that better describe this. So what am I selling during this? Am I selling? Yes. And I'll tell you exactly what in just a minute. Join me, Rainmakers. So, oh my gosh, Bitcoin has dropped to almost $50,000. That's terrible. It's horrible. The end of the world is coming. My gosh. We realize that 40% of the hash rate is coming out of one province in China because the electricity went down there. And then all of a sudden, 40% of the hash rate went away, which tells you a whole 40% of all the hash rate of Bitcoin mining happens in that one province of China. That means it's not as decentralized as we thought, and this could be the end of the world. Couple that on top of that, the U.S. Treasury Department has decided like 4 companies are guilty, and they're going after 4 companies for assisting in money laundering, and that could bring down the markets. And that's right, it could. It could mean the U.S. government has decided to have a war on cryptocurrency, and this could be the end. It could. Now, I'll share with you one thought that has really helped me stay, sane in this market, is that I keep in my mind the ability to have contradictory opinions, and I weigh them according to the evidence. So is this the end of the bull market? Yes, and I would give it exactly 8% weight. Is this the end of the bull market? Frick no, and I give that exactly 92% weight. So, which side is right? I don't know. I can't see the future. Do I think this is the end? It would be really freaking early for this to be the end. So when I see this kind of stuff, does it worry me? Yeah, 8% worries me. And 92% says, nah, it's way too early. This is just a nice correction. Because the 92% knows that since I've been investing in cryptocurrency since 2017, there have been 8 to 10 big corrections like this. That, the market's going to end and this is going to tank everything forever. And yet, none of them did. In fact, the charts overall, the bigger trends continued exactly like they normally do. And that this doesn't have bigger FUD than the other ones. By FUD, it's like, when you have red days like this, there's always some truth underlying the fears that, yes, this could be the end. And it could be, and it just never is. And so sometimes it's the end of the bull market signaling a bear market, but usually has some indicators, some bigger indicators suggesting that would be true. Now, let me share with you how I think many people are expecting this year to play out. And just know it's not going to play out like that. Many people are expecting this to play out that late in the end of the year, November and December, the market is going to then correct. And it's going to come down, and that's when the end of the bull market would be. I think that's far too late for the correction to happen. The reason is because even though the last 2 cycles have happened, one happened in November, the other one happened in December. So you would think 4 years, 1 month. That makes sense, right? But a lot of this cycle happens the year after the Bitcoin halving, and Bitcoin halving doesn't happen exactly 4 years from each other. It happens at 3 years and 10 months roughly. And so just know that the last bull market went a little bit late before it corrected, and that this one might not go so late. And part of the reason I think the last one went so late is that there were some major investors that were continuing to pump Bitcoin, knowing that their ability to short it was coming soon. So they continued to prop it up and help it go crazy Then on the day that they were able to short it, they not only shorted it, but then they sold their Bitcoin positions, driving the market way down. So I think if it weren't for that, the turnaround would have been sooner. And that this year I expect at least Bitcoin's crash to come sooner. Altcoins crash to, who knows, shortly follow that. Maybe could be a week or two later that they have a massive run, and then a massive retracement could be a month or two later. But just know that the cycle often doesn't repeat itself exactly, and it's not going to repeat exactly last time. In fact, it's already much different than it was last cycle. So how is this all going to play out? I don't know. That's why I'm making some take profit decisions. So do I think this is the end of the bull market? 92% chance it is not. It is so early. There are lots of gains to come. So am I selling? Yes, I sold some today. I sold USD for Polkadot. Why? I wanted more Polkadot, and it was at an attractive price, and I love pullbacks like this, especially when there's so much evidence to suggest that this is not the end. And so, yeah, I want to ride that. Just realize with Polkadot, they've got the parachain auctions coming up soon. And what will happen is the auctions, they're auctioning how much Polkadot they're going to stake. And so when they stake that Polkadot, that takes that out of the circulating supply completely, and it's locked for 2 years, which means there will be a supply shortage on the exchanges, and that usually drives up price. Now, I do keep that in my blue chip stock bag, or my blue chip cryptocurrency bag, because where can Polkadot go from here? Well, if it's crazy, it could go up 25x from here. Is it likely to? I think it might happen. I don't know that it'll happen though, but there's other things that I'm buying that I hope will do better than 25x. So I mean, that's pretty good for a blue chip to be able to possibly do that. Now keep in mind, it's just possible that it does that. Will that exact scenario play out? Who knows? Kind of like with Bitcoin, I keep it in my mind, okay, will Polkadot do this? Well, I don't know if it will. I know that it could happen. So how much weight do I give it that it could go all the way to $1 trillion market cap, which would take it a little bit of 25x from here? Well, I would give it like 15% weight that it goes up that high. And then I would give it 20% weight that it goes up to like 600 million, and so on and so forth, right? So I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. It's just, at the upper end of what I think it could do, could being the operative word. Now, do keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I'm just a crypto investor myself. I don't always get things right. I just often get things right. That's been good enough for my portfolio to make it so if I wanted to, I could sell everything right now and never have to work again a day in my life. It was great. But why would I be selling right now, right? Why? It's early. Why not keep it going? Now, I did want to share something with you at the end of this. If you want to know how to make life-changing wealth in cryptocurrency, I'm going to give you the secrets. And I'm going to give you the secrets a little bit later on today. So, I did want to emphasize the ability for you to keep in mind two contradictory opinions at the same time, two opposite opinions. And it's really served me well doing that. And I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it's just always been there. Maybe I learned it. I don't remember. As long as I could think, I always kind of keep in mind a couple contradictory opinions about what could happen. So say I like a stock. Oh, Tesla. Okay, Tesla could go up from here. Yes, and Tesla could pull back. Maybe it's overextended. And then I weigh them according to what the evidence suggests, keeping both as an option all the time. And that has served me well. Now, one of the major mistakes I see people make in cryptocurrency, this is exactly what happens. They're new to cryptocurrency and they get behind 1, 2, or 3 projects. They then decide those projects are going to be what makes them rich. And then they shut out any contradictory information. In fact, they attack any contradictory information to that. And they attack all other projects when they're successful. And what I don't like about that is it actually breeds hate. It really does. Because they've decided that this is their tribe. These are their, and this is what they call tribalism. This is what's going to make them rich. And so any contradictory information they absolutely attack, because then anything that would suggest another alternative to that, They feel like that's attacking their own financial position. And so it breeds hate in this world. It really does, even within cryptocurrency. Why not keep an open mind and say, okay, I think that these are pretty good. I'm always going to keep open to other options and evaluate them. Now, if you go too far that way, it can lead to some really weak hands, right? Because then you're flip-flopping all the time. And so there is a proper balance to be had there, and that balance is something that you develop through experience, right? When I was brand new to cryptocurrency, even though I'd had years of experience with real estate investment, other types of investments, I'd learned to have really strong hands in those, and I had learned about the market cycles in those. When I was brand new to cryptocurrency in 2017, some things I held too long because I did exactly what I was telling you about. And some things I jumped out of too soon. I didn't have strong hands, and it seemed like I jumped out too soon of the ones that would keep going up a lot, and I held way too long on the ones that wouldn't. You're always bad before you're good, wouldn't you agree? So I'm going to share with you the secret to making life-changing wealth in cryptocurrency. Number one is to be able to weigh two contradictory opinions at the same time. Let the evidence play out. Don't ever attack information contradictory to what you think. It might actually be true, might also be good, and it could further inform a better decision for you, right? Second to that, why not do as well as you can this market and then stick around for the bear market? That doesn't mean you don't take profits, cash them out of cryptocurrency entirely. I'm absolutely going to be doing that. But why wouldn't you be buying in the bear market when things get boring? By boring, man, there's a lot of trading down and a lot of trading sideways. And that is the best time to be further educating yourself, learning about cryptocurrency. That is an absolutely amazing time to be learning about technical analysis and growing those skills and playing around with it and experimenting and trading with play money during that time, so you work out your technical analysis skills. And so you commit yourself to at least a 5-year game plan. So this year and then the 4 years that follow, setting yourself up for next bull run, making life-changing wealth. Of course, the better you do this run and you cash out, number one, you'll learn some very good lessons. But number two, that will put some money out of the market that you can then invest during the bear market. Not right away when things are falling. You'll see things that are like, oh, this looks like such a good deal. I'm not going to be buying a lot a year from now, a year and a half from now. Why? Because most everything, probably not everything, but most everything is going to be retracing heavily from there. And I will keep a lot of money on the sidelines that I will have pulled out, waiting for it nice and ripe. And so you think of today, the FUD today, wait till a really good FUD day in the bear market about 2.5 years from now, and there's going to be some amazing entries. Just realize that Cardano was all the way at $1.40, and then in the middle of that bear market, there was a really big FUD day. Everyone, cryptocurrency is going to go to zero because Bitcoin's going to fail and everything else is going to fail. And that's when Cardano dropped to 1.5 cents. Wouldn't you have loved to have 50,000, 100,000, $1 million on the sidelines to be buying Cardano at 1.5 cents? So, if you are here for life-changing wealth, well, stay tuned. Secondly, allow space in your mind that you are wrong on things. Not too much space, because you've decided things based on the information that you know about it, which is good. But always be open to new information, even if it contradicts what you think about things, because it may just inform you and make you you might even be wrong, because it's not what we don't know that hurts us the worst. It's what we think we know that we're completely wrong on that really causes the biggest problems in our life. And then why not commit to a 5-year plan at least, right? Probably there's going to be another bear market after this. And with that said, another bear market and then another bull market. One of the things I most like about cryptocurrency is that we have this really short cycle of 4 years. Do you realize that most investment tools, investment assets, their life cycle is anywhere from from the bottom to the top could be 8 years, which means their whole life cycle might be 16 years long. And yet we have this very accelerated cycle with cryptocurrency of so far 4 years. And that the bottom to the top is very drastic. And so that's what has me so excited about cryptocurrency. In addition to the fact that the technology will bring a lot of increased transparency and a lot of increased options for us, as well as decreasing financial costs. It will cut out a lot of the middlemen on a lot of transactions where those middlemen will no longer be necessary, which can bring greater wealth to the world. So I'm excited about all these things, but mostly excited about the options for people to go from poor to wealthy by understanding how to look at this and read it. So I do want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, join the Telegram group. So you click on the see more in the YouTube video. There will be a link to our Telegram chat there. I do pop in a couple times a day usually on there. I don't always make YouTube videos every day. Sometimes you get a couple in a day, and sometimes they'll go a day or two without them. So it's a great way to number one, join a community where there are some really smart people in there too. And I really like some of the things that I read in there from some of the people in the community. It's very well thought out and smart. And so you have a chance to learn from them. Who knows? They could even be, some people are really smart, don't have time for a YouTube channel. And so sometimes you'll be able to interact with them and places like that, and just think that everyone's opinion informs you and either strengthens how much you think you're right on a certain thing, or you can realize you haven't factored in all the information and that they have just enlightened you on some things you hadn't thought about, and that strengthens your understanding of cryptocurrency and even specific projects. That's a fantastic thing. So I do thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for next time, and stick around not only for this bull market that will be epic, but for the bear market that follows, and then the following bull market, because that's what we're talking about with life-changing wealth. And we will see you next time.
Success is falling, flowing like rain. The timing's right, we're getting paid. Come on, Rainmakers, let's make this happen.